Make sure you can see both of us.
Yep, I can. You're good distance. Go.
All right, welcome to day 20, I'm losing track here, day 27 of the coronavirus exodus. And today I'm here interviewing a man named Rob. Rob, I didn't even get your last name yet.
Sharpe.
Rob Sharpe. And he's got a pretty interesting story, so I'm just going to ask him a question and let him talk.
Okay.
So first of all, we're in Lima, New York, guys. I'm in our school district right now, our area. Rob, what are you doing in Lima, New York?
I'm spending the night, but we stopped here because I'm actually walking across the United States.
Very cool. Now, why did you decide to do this?
A couple reasons. When I was pretty much in 8th and 9th grade, I started doing a lot of hiking, and camping, and then I started becoming a rock climber, and then I did a lot of whitewater kayaking. And then I got a job, I went to college, I settled down.
All good things.
I had a family, and then once my wife and I were single again, I wanted to go back to doing another adventure that at my age, at 62, was appropriate. I'm not really wanting to, at 62, climb straight up mountains. So I thought walking would be a great adventure. And I thought walking across the United States would be a great adventure.
I love it. I love it. And as an American history teacher, you guys know I love it. Why did you pick Route 20?
That's a great question. Every year, there's three major trails in the United States that go pretty much from the very, very southern part of the United States, like Georgia or the Mexican border, and they go all the way to Canada. And the Appalachian Trail on the East Coast, the Pacific Crest Trail on the West Coast, and in the middle is the Continental Divide Trail. And about 20,000 people have done that so far, but only a handful, maybe at the most a couple hundred, have ever walked across the United States. So I decided to do that, but most people take the southern routes, and they take different routes for various reasons that have different roads. Well, I knew, because I'm a history person too, I knew that Route 20 was the longest continuous highway in the United States, going from one coast all the way to the other, from Boston to Newport, Oregon. And I thought, well, that itself is very cool. It has its own personality. And I started looking at it, and I contacted a gentleman in Chester, New York, who is creating the historic Route 20s all the way across, and so I got into cahoots with him, and I just decided that I would do it. I would do Route 20 just because it's just a wonderful highway.
Nice, and it travels right through, obviously, those of you that live in Lima, it's the main road that goes through our town, and me living in Avon, it's the main road that goes through our town, and I grew up right off of Route 20. So my last question is, one of our learning is we're gonna, in the next couple of weeks, learn about the National Highway System. And so I wanted to ask you, what do you think are the impacts of the National Highway System from your perspective, both positive and negative?
Well, the positive, as far as, if you go back to the Depression and then the way the roads were developed, infrastructure is really critical to any country's financial stability, no matter what you say. So the interstates are fantastic. They've really revolutionized how we do business and how we move as America. Unfortunately, there's a cost for that, and that is that a lot of people don't want to slow down in life and go through the roads like Highway 20 that go through these beautiful, smaller communities. And so they're kind of being forgotten and abandoned. And there's a lot of hardships along the way. I've walked already almost 400 miles, and I've seen a lot of changes in businesses and things like that. And so one of the reasons I'm walking is to build awareness of this and try to get people to slow down a little bit, even if they just jump off the interstate for a little while. For example, all of you McDonald's people, I had lunch at a little diner, and I had a wonderful lunch. It's a family-owned diner. I supported that business, and it cost me the same as a McDonald's lunch. Exactly the same. Better food, you're supporting local people that work hard for a living. And not that I'm against a McDonald's chocolate shake once in a while, but and then yesterday we had dinner right over here. They have a barbecue
Just
truck.
opening. Yeah,
And
new.
It is.
so what we try to do is support that, and we try to get people to think about slowing down in their life and getting onto these smaller roads and enjoying these communities.
Okay.
Nice.
Well, the Lima Diner is owned by one of our family, the Stockuses, and they're a great family that support our school and our community. So if you get a chance to stop in there also too. And in Avon, we have a great diner called Peppermints also too, or the Village Restaurant. So Rob, I love what you're doing. It was great meeting you. HFLers, if you get a chance, he's going to be in the area the rest of today and maybe tomorrow too.
Well, I'm leaving after our conversation.
Oh, okay.
I have to upload another video for our YouTube channel, and then I'll be walking right behind you. I won't be going as fast as you're going.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
Well, if
hopefully-
you're on 20 and you see someone walking along, you'll know what he looks like.
Yeah.
You know, beep, say hello from a distance, practice social distancing, guys. Very cool. Thank you, Rob, for coming through Lima and taking the time to interview.
all right, good luck, guys.
Thank you.
Cougars out.
Cougars.